In October 2021, CEO Mark Zuckerberg announced he was changing Facebook's name to Meta and expanding its borders into the Metaverse.
What is the Metaverse?
Metaverse.
In the Metaverse.
The Metaverse will be the successor to the mobile internet. Today, we're going to talk about the Metaverse. I want to share what we imagine is possible.
This video might be by far the most crucial video you will see today, maybe this month, or most likely this year. It's significant because it has the potential to influence your future, your family's future, and in fact, the future of the global economy. On October 29, 2021, Mark Zuckerberg made a unique announcement that Facebook would now be known as Meta.
To reflect who we are and what we hope to build, I am proud to announce that starting today, our company is now Meta.
And the press went crazy. Social media was on the blaze, and the world finally realized that the next big thing in technology had actually arrived. However, as we were trying to sync this in, Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella unveiled his own version of the Metaverse. Nike has already set up shop in the Metaverse, and H&M has created a store there. These developments show that the Metaverse is more than a passing fad. It is the next generation of the internet itself. Most of us know that Metaverse is the next big thing, but not many of us know why it's so vital. Understanding the Metaverse will help you to identify potential business opportunities, and as a business stakeholder, student and investor, it's imperative to know the Metaverse. That's why we are going to talk about 3 important elements in this episode. Why is the Metaverse such a big deal? Number 2, when will people like you and me be able to leverage this technology? And number 3, and most importantly, what is the utility value of the Metaverse? Now, before I go ahead and break this for you, I would highly suggest you to subscribe Alphause for similar groundbreaking brand secrets as well as business stories, case studies, insights and resources. Especially if you are an entrepreneur, a solopreneur, a content creator, small or a medium business owner, a student, or anyone who is a hustler or a dreamer, then you have hit home, because we cover free and new business content just for you all. So hit the bell icon so that whenever a brand new story is out, you get notified instantly. Getting back to the video, to have a level feel, let me quickly tell you what the Metaverse is. Metaverse is a virtual world where anyone just like you and me can communicate to anyone. In the same way we currently have a conversation with someone on Facebook, even if they live on the other side of the world. Users of this virtual world can interact with, laugh with, and even go to coffee with one another as if they were in the same room. This is going to disrupt the way we interact and communicate. It might be a very similar disruption to what the internet was way back in the late 1990s. Other tech giants like Apple and Nvidia's Omniverse are also betting on this being the next big thing, challenging us with new ways of seeing a limitless 3D digital world running parallel to our own. However, if you thought this might be a passing fad, you better think again, as its market value is predicted to be over $800 billion within the next 3 years. However, its proponents believe it has the potential to hold the vast majority of the world's wealth, and early investors are already watching for the same. We are talking about the future of the internet, and while most people haven't figured it out just yet, it's sure to be a major source of wealth. This isn't just a far-fetched prediction from movies. Well, it's already here and it is expanding. If you take a step back, you would realize that there are 3 major elements which would have to come together to make the Metaverse more relevant in today's world and also scalable and streamlined. Number 1 is access to technology. Number 2 is technology of connectivity. And number 3, Metaverse products and services. Well, out of these 3, if you trace the trajectory of these 3 variables, then you would realize that the first 2, which are access to technology and the technology of connectivity, is already surging by leaps and bounds, and technology is reaching the most remote parts of the world also. The first element, the technology of access, would be gadgets and equipments like Oculus or smart glasses, which have a very high cost associated with them now. Yet, the costs have dwindled. If you look at the price of these types of equipment historically, it has dwindled by more than 50%, making it more accessible to a wider audience. The technology for connectivity would be high-speed internet. The price of the internet has also been reduced in developing and underdeveloped countries, making it more accessible for people to penetrate in the digital and the virtual worlds. In fact, with 5G coming into play, the speed of the internet has increased drastically, and by 2025 it is presumed to be much higher than what we see today. Coming to the last variable, which is Metaverse products and services. Now, if you watch carefully, you will realize that companies are getting ready with the services like Facebook Meta or Nvidia's Openverse. And by the time the first two elements and variables are in place, then these big giants would have enough services and products available for the general population like you and me to leverage. If I have to give you an analogy, it is very similar to the Play Store or the App Store in today's world. So, the first element is your phone, which is how you access the technology. The second element is the technology of connectivity, which is the internet, through which you are able to reach the third and final element, in this case, which is different utility apps on your Play Store or App Store. As time passes, more and more developers create more apps, which increases the overall utility value of the Play and App Store. Similarly, this is the case for Metaverse. As time passes, more and more Metaverse products and services will sprout by big giants and also smaller startups, and eventually it will make the overall utility value faster. Now, the most crucial question is, why do you and I need to understand Metaverse, and what is the utility value for us? It might be a phenomenal option for gamers who spend a lot of their time in the virtual world with different characters, but how does the meta world affect and impact our daily life? Well, if you see, from rock age to the rocket age, mankind has evolved. Just like any other animals, we were apes who evolved to become the leaders of the world. Technically, we were not the biggest, neither we were the fastest. But we as Homo sapiens were smart to learn and evolve, and this happened because of three things. Number one, experiences. Well, learning from our forefathers, and in turn who learned it from their ancestors. Number two is engagement. Communicating between each other and building a teamwork for a better strategy for survival. And number three is expression. The most crucial element of expression is storytelling. Now, if you realize 200 years back, no one had social media or a TikTok account, or let's say television or radio or even print media like newspapers and magazines. So technically, 200 years back, when electricity was not discovered, people used to sit around a fire and express themselves through stories and experiences which were in turn taught to them by their forefathers. Storytelling lies in our blood, and we crave for it. That's the reason you go to multiplexes and cinema halls, or you subscribe to your favorite creators, because you are able to relate to those stories subconsciously. So what we were 200 years back, we are exactly the same, but the medium has changed. Rather than sitting around a fire and listening to our forefathers, we bond through digital platforms and virtual medium. Because of these three attributes, elements, or variables you can say, we are able to build communities and clubs. Or on a very macro level, we are able to build states and countries. Now, Metaverse would be a brand new medium to engage, connect, and contribute to our experiences and express ourselves. So, in this already hyper-globalization world, the boundaries would be eliminated to a whole different level. We would be able to build the best teams with 15 different people from 15 different ethnicities and countries who would be able to connect and collaborate to come up with a solution which will move the human race forward. Today, we already have teams where French, American, Chinese, Indian, and Australian executives work together to reach a mutual goal. With Metaverse as a medium, these individuals would be able to come together and abolish all the boundaries, building a robust and incredible team which will bring in more innovative ideas. With the pandemic, there is already a paradigm shift where now you connect with your teams on Zoom sessions or Microsoft Teams, but Metaverse would be a whole different immersive experience which will obsolete reality and take virtuality to the next level. Metaverse would equip organizations with the superpowers to diffuse the physical boundaries and build phenomenal and incredible teams. Speaking about superpowers, these organizations would be able to benefit in three major ways. Firstly, the training and onboarding would become much more immersive. It will result in more effective training and efficient productivity. Secondly, a more global team, as anyone from anywhere would be able to collaborate and add more value. There would be a sense of recognition, as it will also break the barriers of ethnicity, race, or nationalities. Lastly, the sense of ownership and responsibility would surge, resulting in lower attrition and resulting in higher profitability for companies, saving millions of dollars directly and indirectly. So, as the metaverse becomes more accessible and affordable, we will see more individuals expressing, engaging, and experiencing moments together. Anyone who is a coach, a trainer, or a storyteller would be able to meet their audience virtually. Well, this might be one of the applications of the metaverse. Similarly, we might be able to experience concerts, games, and shows together with our near and dear ones who might be physically present thousands of miles away. Well, if this is for the good or the bad, that's debatable, and we might have to wait and watch. This brings me to the most crucial part of this episode, which is the concept which would help you to contemplate the disruption that the metaverse would bring, and more importantly, what would change with the rise of metaverse or any similar technology as such. Well, irrespective of any technology, human attributes and psychology would not change. If you see historically, the invention of the telephone or the invention of the internet and many countless technologies have only helped to enhance those human attributes, and this would be the same for the metaverse too. Let me give you a very quick example of the metaverse. Now, during the pandemic, most of you were forced to stay indoors, and the music industry faced the heat as no one was able to go to any music concerts, and each one of them got cancelled. But there was one concert that attracted a larger crowd than the 20 biggest concerts of all time combined. This was the concert of rap legend Travis Scott, who conducted a concert in the famous game Fortnite.
Going on you with the pick and roll, younger flame, he in sicko mode.
The fans were able to get up close and personal with him in the computer game Fortnite by using in-game avatars. The best-selling concert event could hold just 180,000 people, whereas this Fortnite concert had 11 million people who went to considerable efforts to stand out from the crowd, just as they would in real life by purchasing skins for their avatars and other digital items from the music star, who reportedly made 20 million out of it. The concept of metaverse will have its application not only in organizations or entertainment industry, but almost all including the education industry. We can expect metaverse classrooms which will disrupt entire schools, college and university systems. Well, if you think about any industry, you would be blown by the technological changes which are coming, and whether you like it or not, but this will change how humans interact, communicate, work, and socialize. This would be a mixed reality, or even you could say an alternate reality. Well, there would be challenges like regulations, and it does bring its own set of drawbacks, but trust me, it's coming faster than you think. The future is uncertain, just the way it was for the internet in the late 1990s. Businesses will need to adapt and embrace a long-term digital transformation plan to keep up with ever-changing technology of metaverse and seize the many opportunities it presents. We do need to take into consideration how the metaverse is going to work and which technology would be available when, why, and to whom. What might go wrong and what must go right, and use all this information to our advantage to shape the future. Well, as business stakeholders, students, and investors, you will have to keep looking for opportunities which will complement these technologies, and you might find the next unicorn in the making. Well, change is inevitable and is the only constant. You will have to embrace these changes if you want to impact and make a difference in the digital and virtual world. The metaverse will bring a new future and new platform for us to operate in this global society. We will study, meet, date, work, play, live, buy and sell things virtually. This is the socialization of the future, and to a certain extent, we are already doing this. It is time to get on board, irrespective you like it or not. This is Anuj from Alphause. If you learned anything new today, then like this video to make the YouTube algorithm gods happy, and subscribe for intriguing business stories, case studies, and technology advancements. If you have subscribed, then just comment below "I subscribed" and I will personally comment on each of them. Check out this business case study playlist and see you in the next episode. Until then, peace out.